Jefferson climbs the ladder. Oh my goodness! Come on!
Welcome one, welcome all. Another Summer League slate. 4 games today, $100K prize pool, $25K up top. We got Kurt, we got the GOAT, Bobby Hare, the man who absolutely crushes regular season NBA and playoff NBA, of course. 50K hit to his name in the playoffs. Bobby, I'll kick it to you first because you are the guest of the hour. How are you doing today, man?
Hey, I'm doing good. I got off to a little bit of a slow start with Summer League. Just had a bunch of stuff with the kiddo and some other stuff going on and whatnot. But after the last day and a half, kind of feel like I'm right back into the grind. And I got to say, I love the Summer League grind and love that with the MLB All-Star break that we got some nice price pools today.
Yeah, 100%. Bobby has definitely been in the Summer League streets for the past few years. He absolutely crushes. And another person who absolutely crushes, Kurt. How did you do last night, and how are you looking today?
Last night was good. It cleared about 1,000 in net winnings, so that's always nice to kind of have that. Give about, I think, probably 75 net back on the early slate. Had 60% Wiseman, and then I also only had 30% Tyrese Martin, which obviously the field had 70%, so I got screwed. I'm the one with the bucket hat. Thanks, Bobby. I feel like an ass. But yeah, so that's okay. Give a little back. I didn't expect too much. I kind of how I feel like after having a big night, but I've paid my dues, and now I'm ready to get back after it for the evening slate. So hopefully, and the first edition of Clock Guy. So you guys might want to get in our Discord. Use the promo code number 33. He's not the Clock Guy this year, but he's forever known to be known as Clock Guy because he still will be getting starters, hopefully in time for the Thunder game, just to kind of confirm what we already assume. But yeah, his first debut this year.
100%. And we got 4 games on tap tonight. And the first one is arguably the juiciest. The Oklahoma City Thunder going against the Indiana Pacers. So the OKC Thunder sat almost all their guys yesterday, and it caused a mad dash to up the lock. And basically Chet, JRE, Jalen Williams, J-Dub, everyone sat last game. Tonight they are expected to play from what we think. Then the OKC post a video with Chet not getting on the bus, but all these other guys getting on the bus. You know, you just got to dig deep into these social media teams here. But hopefully we get the starters. The Pacers have sent home Andrew Nembhard, Benedict Mathurin, and Isaiah Jackson, so their rotation is going to look a little bit different as well. Kurt, I'll kick it to you first. How does this game look to you? I know you were talking to me pre-match, pre-show, maybe having 2 OKC Thunder in each team.
Yes, so I think that they're still going to be a little bit shorthanded. So we get Chet back, we get Jalen back, we get Jang back, but they're still going to be without Jalen Williams and Terrence Mann, which is 2 big losses for them. So I think I at least want 2. Obviously, my favorite is going to be Chet, and I want one more counterpart to go with him, whether that's Jalen Williams, whether that's Jared Butler, whether that's Jang, who I think is a little bit overpriced. He's probably my least favorite, but I will still have him in the pool. I think I ended up with 25% Jang, but I'm going to keep KJ Williams in too. I think he did enough to kind of prove that he should be worthy. And then also Keontae Johnson will be as my little second part. Basically, it's going to be Chet and then one other guy.
Yeah, 100%. That's a good move. I mean, Chet, he's just been an absolute beast. He can get it done on both ends. And Bobby, what are you doing with this first game and specifically OKC side? On mute.
My bad, boys. I mean, at this point, I'm loading up on this game. The team that I have right now for my main team for tonight, I've got 6 players from this game. Obviously, with the Pacers sending a bunch of dudes home, some of the OKC guys come back, but someone like Jalen Williams being only 6.3K, it's still a nice price tag, and he's also Power 4 eligible on top of that. So at this point, I'm loading the boat on this game. And obviously, I think it'll come with a good amount of ownership, too. Just the fact that we have a good shot, at least, at getting starting lineups, and it looks really good for DFS. So I think it should be pretty high owned. So right now, where my head's at as far as where I want to attack this slate, I think I mainly want to get to this first game. And there's definitely some good pieces throughout the rest of the slate too, but that Lakers rotation has been really nice too. So I think this first game and Lakers are what I like the most so far.
Yeah, 100%. And we also have another team here, the Pacers, who has 3 guys sitting, right? And we also have each in our own cores here. We have a certain Pacer here. We'll go ahead and give the tidbit. Summer 33 for the full core, full playbook, and everything else you need. Summer 33, first payment off. You get 33% off. So, Kurt, you have Isaiah Wong in your core. I have Isaiah Wong. Bobby, you do too. Hey, Kurt, is Isaiah Wong the play tonight at point guard?
Yeah, for sure. I'm looking at the OKC video they just posted. It looks like Robinson Earl's dressed up, and I'm waiting to see Chet. But yeah, so for the Pacers, it's going to be Wong for me. And then small forward is such a bad position. Kendall Brown starting, should see a lot of minutes, is probably a safe bet there. And then I personally, we think that it's going to be starters of Darius McGee, Isaiah Wong, Kendall Brown, Jerice Walker, and at the 5, who am I forgetting? Not Oscar, someone else.
Shepherd,
yeah, sorry, Shepherd. And then Jerice Walker will be the 5. So we think Oscar will come off the bench. I love that. I hope people see that and don't play Oscar, because I will, because he has potential to come off the bench and get 20 boards. But obviously a lot of interest in these Pacers. I want probably 3. I'll say it. I want probably 3 of these Pacers in my lineup tonight.
Perfect. So you heard it here. Bobby, go ahead and touch on the Pacers real quick, and then we'll move on to the next game.
Yeah, I mean, Wong, probably arguably the best play on the slate from a point per dollar perspective, $100 over the min price. Him and Oscar are both absolute beasts in college for DFS. So gotta love both of them. I didn't touch on the OKC side, but Jared Butler was really good in summer league for the Utah Jazz in the past. And I think with Terrence Mann being out, and especially it seems like Chet's going to play, but him not being on the bus and his price tag, I guess, has me a little bit worried. But if Chet were also out, you don't have Jalen with a L, not a Y, Williams, and you don't have Trey Mann. Like, there's just a lot more playmaking duty. And I feel like one thing that people fall into when building summer league teams is you just look at the box scores and you rely a lot on previous performance. And I think it's a big advantage when you've paid attention and grinded summer league in the past. And I think that Jared Butler is someone that can definitely fill up the stat sheet. And when he got playing time in the NBA in Utah, when a bunch of starters were out and they were tanking at times, he put up some big numbers.
Yeah,
I think Robinson Earl's going to be back tonight, boys. Sorry, Rubes.
Who?
Jeremiah Robinson Earl looks like he's dressed out in getting on the bus. So
yeah, for sure. I mean, he'll take the minutes of kind of Jalen Williams with the E. I mean, he kind of fills not the same role, but the minutes soaked up in that regard. How many minutes do you guys think Oscar Tshiebwe plays tonight? I personally think he could get 20 plus, whether it's off the bench, and if he's starting, it could be around 28. Are you guys in agreement there?
20 plus for sure is where I'm at. I mean, I think 22 is enough for Big O.
I was going to say somewhere in the ballpark of 22 to 28 with a decent range. I don't think he plays 30 plus. I think he doesn't play less than 20. It's somewhere in between there.
Yeah.
Perfect. And the next game here is the New York Knicks versus Orlando Magic. This is a game that I looked up and it was just gross all around. This is a game that it's the opposite of the first game. You want to jam everyone in that first game. Well, the second game, I can tell you the story is not going to be that way. Kurt, how are you dealing with the Knicks and Magic right now?
It's really gross. I think if you're running multiple, you can get some exposure to Jeffries in that 7K range. Probably going to be under-owned, but going to have a massive usage role for them. No one else really on the Knicks side for me. I know Jalen Martin, maybe if you're running a lot because some small forward is bad, but still feels so gross, especially with Jeffries coming back. Anthony Black is a really sneaky 9,200 guy if Harris is out. I think he's been shooting bad. He's just looks so good, though. I think he could really go for 45 plus if Kavon's out again. If Kavon's back, it just takes just enough usage where I'm worried about the ceiling that he's capable of at 9,200. But if Harris is out, man, I think he could really put up a big score at low ownership. So I will have pretty decent. I'll probably be 3X on Anthony Black tonight. And then I'm not falling for the GJ Wilson trap. Got 5 blocks last game. Obviously, I'm going to have a little bit of exposure in MME, but for my hand build, I'm going to have 0. Don't know how you feel about that. I just don't think he repeats 5 blocks. I think he's a summer league hero, but the dude's so old. They're only going to give him 25 minutes, I bet, today. So low on everyone else for the Magic.
I will say the one thing going for DJ Wilson is that he actually had a few great NBA games in the past, right? I think I remember for the Milwaukee Bucks, and it doesn't matter age. As long as you get that 26 minutes like he got last game, he could crush. But I'm with you.
The first game was
completely. He got a bunch of stocks last game. He got 26 minutes. He got a lot of minutes last game. That's the biggest reason why his projection is so inflated. I do want to kick it right back to you, though. Do you think Daquan Jeffries plays after missing last game with a shoulder contusion?
I was going off what you said. I suspected he was back.
I bet.
Shoulder contusion. I mean, I've had a contusion. That's just a bruise. So like,
yep. Bobby, what are you doing with this second game?
I'm not getting to as much of this game. I think there's like a couple okay pieces. Orlando's notorious for just running out like a fucking million guys, and
Bobby, it's been
in summer league.
It's been like, well, it's still been 8s, obviously, but like no starters playing over 27. But they're not doing that 15-man rotation anymore. Can you believe that? Like it's been like 10. It's still bad. No, don't play Magic. But this is a step forward. This is progress for them, as we say.
I think you've got a low bar when I think of just the Magic running out a bunch of dudes. There's that, I don't even remember what the dude's name is. The guy looks like he's
Janice Timmy. Timmy, baby. I love that guy in Europe.
Yeah, that's like we've got Kyle Kuzma at home. If Kyle Kuzma also like went one of those little like age filters that make you like 25 years older. So when you think of the Orlando Magic, their rotation in summer league. I mean, even like when Paulo played a few games last year and stuff, like some of the studs, like you could play Black for the Magic, and I think that's fine. But I think that's all I'm getting to. I don't mind getting a little bit of DJ Wilson. I'm usually like not wanting to predict someone having a bunch of stocks again, but he's played NBA minutes. Like it's summer league, there's a bunch of dudes that aren't that good. I can see him getting some stocks and, maybe somehow getting a double with that and has like a big game. He's just a guy that has like a big ceiling. I'm not dying to play him, but I just think he's fine.
Yeah, 100%. I do want to touch up on the Knicks real quick. I think it was Jalen Martin who was the only Knick to get above 26 minutes last game, and he is a super young player. I don't see how any of these Knicks are really viable. Maybe if Jeffries was in, but I don't really want to guess that. I think the Knicks are going to be a team that I completely cross off, but I'm with you, Bobby. I think you got a guy like DJ Wilson I'm going to sprinkle in, and then Kurt, when you mentioned Anthony Black, like, these studs can get some run. Like you saw with Banchero last year, like you just said, Bobby, like, they give these guys some green lights to not only shoot, but also play a bunch of minutes, which is really what matters. 17 minutes till a lock. We just got news that Chet is in. Is that right, Kurt?
That is. So, boom, fire away. JRE's I guess get some JRE exposure.
Yeah, 100%.
He's only 4,500. One guy I will say for the Knicks, if you want just like a complete guy that's probably like 2% owned, Marcus Garrett played summer league for the Heat for a little while and actually put up some pretty nice numbers. And even when he played for the Heat in summer league, he didn't like get like crazy high minutes, but he's like someone, if you just want like a random like 2-3% guy to sprinkle in, I kind of like Marcus Garrett.
Perfect. I know Garrett is someone that you like too, Kurt. So as my dogs bark in the background, go ahead and dive into the Nuggets and Jazz. There's a few pieces here, specifically Peyton Watson, that I want to discuss with you, Kurt. Go ahead and break it all down for me.
So both these teams were in pretty solid rotations, but Utah, we're waiting on a lot of news, and we're going to probably get some early stuff, so we won't have much backloaded. But I don't know what else they need to really see from rookie Keontae George. Like I've mentioned in the playbook, they've already played 2 games. This will be their 5th game in 14 days. And I understand you want to get the rookie like adjusted to the NBA life, but like 5 games in 14 days is kind of a lot, especially for the minutes he's seen. So, and then Agbaji's dealing with back spasms. So I think we see both shut down. I don't really know why you'd want to push them that much in the summer league. It'd be different if they didn't have the 2 games in Utah earlier. But then Samancic, he's already rested, so he should be good to go. I think he'll play. And then Johnny Juzang, we'll probably get – I hope that the news comes out and everyone plays Johnny Juzang, because I still think he could play like 30 minutes and miss every single shot. I will not have him in any hand builds. He's super scoring dependent, and sometimes he just puts up a straight dud. So Utah's kind of tricky. I do like Samancic as like a contrarian spend up. Peyton Watson's kind of the same way. I think he bounces back. Jalen Pickett can stuff a stat sheet. I kind of like betting his underdog PRA more than taking him in DraftKings, though. So I'll do that with Jalen Pickett because all these other Denver guys are priced kind of correctly. So this is really a game of like, I guess you can play Juzang if you think he can make his shots again, because he should play a shit ton and get a good amount of usage. And then Peyton Watt, and then a couple could like contrarian spend ups. There's not really much you can do here. Like Micah Potter, he's capped at like probably 35 as his ceiling, and now he's 8,300, so it's not really sexy.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, this is a game. I'm surprised that you think both get shut down. I mean, I'm actually thinking that there's a chance both play. It's going to be interesting to see how these Jazz
5
guys.
games in 14 days, Rubes. I mean, what are we doing here?
What do you mean?
5 games in 14 days? Like, what are we doing?
That's not many at all. I mean, these are NBA players now. You gotta lace them up. They're going to be happy playing 8 and 15 days, huh? Bobby, what are you doing with this third game?
They really? That's too much.
I disagree on whether Agbaji and George play. I tend to think that George is going to play. I think the interesting thing about Agbaji is a couple of the Jazz beat writers both mentioned. I think it was Tony Jones and blanking on one of the other dudes that covers the Jazz, but said that they're probable. Just the language of saying probable instead of just like we'll see what happens. Like probable just seems a lot more specific on if they can play. And the nice thing about that play is like if you play one of those two guys and only one of the two plays, you've got an automatic pivot to the other one at almost the exact same price tag. And you've got some of the more expensive Lakers. Granted, if it's a 1v1, you're probably leaving some salary on the table, but you've got Castleton and Christie and some other dudes that are playing a little bit later. So you do have pivots. And we've got a lot of value with the indie guys and some, like, I think underpriced guys on OKC, especially if JRE is going to play at 4,500 too. So I've got some interest in the Jazz studs and, Peyton Watson, Pickett, Gillespie, like they all look pretty solid for the Nuggets. So I think that I'm not necessarily like loading up on this game, but I like getting a few pieces.
Yeah, 100%. And this is going to be a game where, I think 1 to 2 pieces minimum is, I think, going to be the goal in my teams. And I can't wait to break it all down. I mean, Peyton Watson 15-2 last game after a fire first game, then he disappoints the second time, hoping his ownership kind of went down. I mean, we saw it with Jordan Ford last game, who just went nuclear the day after being chalked. So it can definitely happen in Summer League. Peyton Watson's a guy with a ton of talent. He's going to be one of my sneaky plays tonight. So hopefully, maybe it's not that sneaky. He has been chalked twice in a row. But we'll go ahead and dive into this last game now with the Lakers and Celtics, and then we'll take questions from anyone in the chat. Make sure to be in our Discord. We're going to try and post lineups as soon as we can. Summer 33% off your first payment at Run Pure Sports. So, Kurt, Lakers, Celtics, Castleton has been an absolute beast for the Lakers. I mean, there's just no way around it. That dude just put up a double-double last game, a 20-10 double-double, I think 24-12 even. There's a lot to like. And then J.D. Davidson and the Celtics. I mean, the Celtics have always ran a great rotation for Summer League. How much interest in this game? I know Bobby mentioned he likes, some of these Lakers rotations, Celtics. I mean, there's a lot to like here.
Yeah, it's like I mentioned in the playbook. This is the battle of the 8-man rotations, and not just 8-man rotations, but very solid 8-man rotations where the starters are actually playing big minutes, and then everyone else is playing like 8 to like 14 off the bench. So it's just they're priced correctly, so we can't really stack this game up like we are the earlier games. But I do think you want to have some interest in like the 3 Celtics guys for me, which would be Champagne, Davison, and Justin Bean. Justin Bean has a pretty low ceiling, but also a better floor than some of these guys too. So those 3, and then you can plan to play the center roulette with Azubuike or Olyk. They're splitting it right down the middle, but they're both cheap enough, and like I said, the rotation is not bad, so they're both going to play like 20-ish. If you want to get weird, I think it might be more of a night slate play where you obviously have to force one of those in. And then for the Lakers side, I have, let me see here. I think I have like 65% Cole Swider. So yeah, I'm going all in on a guy who's pretty scoring, 53%. So I'll probably have like 4 or 5x on Cole Swider. So I'm kind of with Bobby. I like these Lakers guys. Demoy Hodge will be chalk. He's kind of forcing him a lot of my builds. Have a lot of him too. But then if you want to get contrarian and spend up, you can. But Castleton is my guy. I'm not playing Christie, that other freaking those other bozos. JHS freaking jack me off. That guy sucks.
You've been against Christie the entire time.
I hate them all, bro. I hate
against Christie.
It's only because they dicked me in college. Like JHS and Max Christie were both just complete cucks in college, so I hate them. I hate them.
All right, I want to go to someone without biases. Well, actually, he's a Lakers fan. I can't say that, Bobby. You're a Lakers fan.
I'm very biased.
He's very biased.
Fighter season, Bobby. Let's go.
Bobby, how do you view this game?
I mean, I love Christie. I love Castleton. I mean, Christie he's getting better at getting to the rack too. I mean, he's been decent with stocks in Summer League so far too. Like he can just score in a bunch of ways. The minutes are going to be good. He can get hot from 3. Like there's just so many ways for him to get there. I don't know if he has like the same ceiling as some other guys. Some of the guys that are like 9-10K on this slate, but I mean, especially if you have a slightly more balanced build, just want to grab like multiple 8K guys or that kind of thing, or grab a bunch of Ds in the 6 and 7K range. Like, I'm completely fine with Christie being your most expensive player. Like, I think that he's very safe to get 35 to 40 points, and if he gets red hot from 3 or something, he could even go above that. Castleton's been an absolute beast. I actually agree with Kurt on Swider. He was good last summer league too. And I like taking a shot on those guys that maybe just haven't hit their threes yet, and that's a good reason, I think, to be under or fade Johnny Juzang on the Jazz. Especially, he's been coming off the bench too, scoring dependent guy that's coming off the bench. So that should be popular. I'm fine getting a little bit of Johnny, but I'm not going to be forcing him. And I think that he's honestly a pretty good fade for that reason. So yeah, I definitely like my Lakers, and in previous summer leagues and stuff too. You've seen with the Celtics when Peyton Pritchard was on that team in summer league. They've like always had like a guard that just like cooks. And yeah, I definitely don't mind getting to some of the Celtics guys. They've got some decent plays. I don't think that Jay Scrubb's like a little bit expensive, but Jay Scrubb's done really good in summer league before when he was on the Clippers. I think that he's okay, and he's actually played NBA minutes. Azubuike was on the Jazz previously, and I mean, he's not going to play a ton of minutes, but he can rack up points pretty quickly. And at 5.3K, like, he's a guy that I definitely don't mind mixing in if I'm playing multiple teams. I don't really think with all the good value and mid-tier plays I want to get to him on a main team, but I'm completely fine mixing him in.
Yeah, 100%. And I do want to address, I will definitely go see the Barbie movie with Margot Robbie in it. Probably with my girlfriend.
I want to see that and Oppenheimer.
Well, there you go. I actually want to see those two movies too. So, but yeah, I'm with you guys. It's a good game to kind of target. I mean, this is Christie, Keston, and then obviously, like, there's a lot to like. I mean, I like having another, like, 2 pieces from each of these last 2 games seems really nice. But I know the OKC Indiana game is going to prevent a lot of that. I'm actually just really tempted to completely X out that second game, kind of enjoy a stress-free 2 hours for once in my life in the past week. So I think I might do that, get a little bit aggressive, unless I want to sprinkle in a little DJ Wilson. Do we have any starters yet, Kurt? Do we have any inklings or anything like that?
He said he's got nothing yet.
Nothing yet. We're trying to get these starters for y'all as soon as we can. But go ahead and hop in. Any questions at all? Bobby, I'll direct the first one to you if you have it off the top of your head. Best 6,300 or under play.
Let me.
I know. We need names. Put names in instead of prices if you guys
names are always definitely more helpful. But 6.3K left. Jalen Williams on OKC if you don't have him, and then followed by that. I mean, you can play Butler, Shepherd, or if you want a lower owned guy, play Swider or Marcus Garrett. There's a lot of guys in the low 6K range that I like.
Yeah, I like that. I like the Butler call quite a bit there too, and I'm getting a lot of Shepherd too. I just realized that he's one of my higher end guys. I'm actually capping. This is the first time. Actually, I capped it yesterday, but I'm capping my top exposure at 60%. Just because anything can happen in some league, and I don't want to be overexposed to anyone here, despite there being some really good plays.
Yeah. What are you guys doing for a projection on JRE? I mean, it sounds like he's suited up and he's going to play, but obviously,
what did I put?
Put 20. I don't know how many minutes he's going to get, but he's definitely a good player to be quite honest.
I got 30%.
Is it crazy to play KJ Williams and Keontae Johnson together? I'll go ahead and be blunt. Yes, it is, because they are both going to be off the bench today. You do not. It's kind of bold to play one guy off the bench. It's really bold to play 2 guys off the bench, especially on the team. I would not go that route today, despite them being really good yesterday because everyone sat out. Kurt, favorite small forward on the slate?
Probably Kendall Brown.
Kendall Brown. Bet. Let's see here. Best point guard pick, Bobby.
Best point guard pick. I mean, if we're going point per dollar, and it's definitely Wong. I mean, he's just awesome play. If you're going for highest like ceiling or raw points, I mean, I lean Davison probably. Those would be kind of the 2 guys, but there's some good mid-range plays as well, but I'm probably going to be just locking Isaiah Wong.
Yeah, I like that. I like that quite a bit. Isaiah Wong is probably the guy to target point per dollar. Really hoping we get these starters in. I think if there's one guy I'm going to make the exception to the rule, it'll be Isaiah Wong to go above 60% with. Let's see here. Kurt, quick question for you. What are you doing with this first game? How many guys minimum are you going?
5. Well,
5.
minimum 4, up to 5.
So
it went too well for me yesterday. Like, I'm sure it's not going to go that well again, but like it just went too well for me yesterday and not go back to it, honestly.
Perfect. Is 4 Pacers fine in a lineup, Kurt?
That's too much.
I bet. So max of 3 in a team for you. All right. Thoughts on Hodge, Bobby?
He's a good play. I mean, I'm not like forcing him in. I mean, if I'm already playing Oscar, Wong, and like Butler and some of these mid-range guys that are in that first game, I just don't necessarily need the salary savings. I'm completely fine getting there. I think that he's a solid play, but I don't feel like I like absolutely have to have him. I think he's probably going to get, mid-20s, even if he gets like 30. Like there's a ton of good plays, especially early, that like it is what it is. I'm fine wherever I land on him.
Yeah, 100%. I like that idea. I kind of capped him just like under 32%. We need clock, man. Is 5 the max you'd go from the Pacers game? I think so. I wouldn't go to 6. Maybe I'd go 6, depending on if you really like your team. But 5 would be the most thing that I would be comfortable with. Did the first game end in that arena?
It's not over yet. That's what you just say. It said Match Warriors are still going.
Yeah, we're not going to get – that game is 6 minutes behind. We're not going to get starters for the first game, so that's a lot of fun. I'm going to go ahead and upload my CSV, so if you guys want to take questions, you absolutely can. But I've got a lot of Shepherd. Shepherd's a little too cheap. I mean, he's going to get a huge role today. Jalen Williams is my top-owned Thunder piece. Wow.
That's what that's what he kept shoving. I want it to be Chet. I had to force Chet up for it to hit.
Oh, Butler is actually my highest too. So I get a lot of people from this first game. You think I need Walker, right, Kurt?
I don't think you need him. No, I think it's similar to – it's like – so what, Cam Whitmore had 24 yesterday. I think Walker will get like 36, 37.
Was Cam Whitmore on the winner yesterday?
God, no. He was far from it. In fact, he killed a lot of teams.
I thought he was on it for sure.
If you watch the game, you would think so, but no.
He hit the glass hard. I was surprised that 34 wasn't enough, especially with the first game's underwhelming. Favorite spend up on DK, 9K plus. Chet Holmgren. Kurt?
Same. Bobby?
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be, I'll be actually a little bit more contrarian. I'll go Agbaji as a little bit more of a contrarian. I think I've got a little bit more Chet in my latest run, and I've got to do a quick little CSV upload too. But I think that he's going to come in a little bit lower owned. And like I said, the probable tag, I think, is rather telling that he's actually going to play.
I actually really like that because Agbaji won't carry much ownership at all. That's a really good way to kind of get different from the field. Walsh or Gillespie or Charlie Brown. I think Gillespie is my pick there. What do you think, Kurt?
Gillespie.
Yeah, I agree as well.
Gillespie. Sorry, you got me fucked up.
Perfect. Bob, you in agreement?
Yeah, I'm with you guys. I mean, I'm fine getting a little bit of Charlie Brown. I think I have a little bit more than honestly I want, but I might manually force some of that out. Yeah,
100%. Time to clench and hopefully see what we get here for these starting lineups for the Pacers. Can the NBA make it so summer league lineups have to be on time? Or is that not possible? I think they would have tried to make that possible by now, but yeah, I just don't think you can do it, especially when all these teams are huddled in the same arena. It just becomes a little bit tough. Let's see here. 20 seconds left until lock. Good luck, everyone. I mean, if you guys have any questions, we might stick around for just a couple minutes past lock. Let's see.
Got a little bit of overlay, too. That's not bad.
Oh, I forgot to check that. I saw the 2-2-2 really overlaid in. Kendrick Davis dragged it across my face, 7-4-7-2, despite having 5 DK at halftime. Sick. And I think
there's like 30 spots of overlay in that 2-2-2, and then I think the main there might have been like around like 1,000 spots.
Sheesh, no kidding. And soccer just blocked too.
What kind of fucking soccer is going on right now?
Gold Cup, Bobby. We got 20K to first, USA slate. I'm going to go downstairs. I'm going to pull up the summer league on my laptop, and then I'm going to pull up the Gold Cup, baby. On the TV. The Gold Cup is on the TV. All right, that's all I got to say. In this household,
Didn't we barely beat the Canadian third stringers?
I was at that game, Bobby, and I wanted to gouge my eyes out the entire time. I think it was the worst game I've ever been a part of.
Who won, Rubes?
Guatemalan home game. Oh, yeah, it was packed with there was hardly any Americans in that stadium. It was just crazy.
Wow, we got relatively low ownership. Wow.
What's Wong owned?
I mean, 41%, but I was mostly like Butler's 25, Kendall Brown's only 36, Holmgren's only 24, JRE's 3%. I guess I just did that one.
DK took it on the chin tonight. Gold Cup had severe overlay too.
Shit, who else do I have here?
Who is McConnell?
Would you guys rather have more bucket hats or more overlay from DK?
More.
Wait. Why did you say who's McConnell? Please don't tell me you started.
Who?
Why do you say McConnell?
He's 12.75% owned.
People just look at box scores, Kurt. What do you mean? They don't necessarily know who started.
No, I thought someone was. Yeah, I thought someone sent starters. I got
Way 53%.
What?
It's probably too low. He's like 80. He's like 80% in that 2-2-2.
I'm scared. I don't know what I got him at.
What did I have?
I'm even with the field, baby. Let's go.
Okay, sure. What my
Who, big Oscar?
I got 90% Oscar, 100% Wong, and 95% Butler.
Let's see here. I don't even know my main teams. I just uploaded with the CSV. Oh, that's a good team right there. That's a good team.
I mean, I just want to have whatever Rubio has with how pure he's running.
Oh, God. Trust me. You don't want that stuff. No.
No, I definitely do.
No, man. It'll be fun. I can't wait to go to Hawaii after this summer league onslaught. I'm literally just sweating at the edge of my chair every single slate. Even the early slate, it was quite a bit of an exhausting experiment. Kurt, take it away here. Do you got any words for the people before we sign off?
No, just good luck, everyone. Hopefully we have a good night, and yeah, hopefully these starters don't screw us. Cross our fingers because the early did, but hopefully we keep us going. Let's everyone see green tonight.